The session film is back. We're stood in the heart of the Windrush Valley, and the lake I am stood on is now known as Stanton Harcourt. It is the famous Vauxhall Lake, steeped in history, and this lake is home to stacks of amazing carp. And they're not just amazing, they're big as well. We are here with Tom Stokes, who is going to be our guest for this session film, and this is actually a lake that he fished 11 years ago.
Second swim we've walked in, and I've just seen one already out there. Slid right out to the wrist of its tail.
Fuck's sake. Right, so there's carp showing at it. I'm trying to find my tackle box, my chods that I tied up yesterday, and I think I've left it all at home.
As I sort of expected, they're showing down the other end on the wind. Oh, right then, let's go. Oh, one's just showed right on that rig. After losing that one earlier, I don't want to say anything until this fish is in the net. Oh.
It looks big though from here. It looks like a...
It just looks smaller than I remembered it.
Smaller? Yeah.
Is that a bird then?
Yeah.
Yeah, there used to be a swim just down here. Obviously isn't anymore.
Oh mate, what a glorious morning.
I know, I can't wait. I can't wait.
The session film is back. We're stood in the heart of the Windrush Valley. We've got the famous linear fisheries over to my left. We've got the also famous Big S over to my right. And the lake I am stood on is now known as Stanton Harcourt. It is the famous Vauxhall Lake, steeped in history. It's one of the oldest pits in the valley, and this lake is home to stacks of amazing carp. And they're not just amazing, they're big as well. There is a rush of traffic, everyone else is on their way to work, but we are here with 3 days fishing ahead of us, and I can honestly tell you, I've not been this excited about a filming trip for a very, very long time. The lake is a venue I've always wanted to look round, let alone fish, and I'm buzzing to say that we are here to do so. We are here with Tom Stokes, who is going to be our guest for this session film, and this is actually a lake that he fished 11 years ago. It's one of the first places he came to, venturing out of his local area, so lots of stories to tell there, but hopefully we're going to have our own story to tell at the end of these 3 days. Cannot wait to get round the lake. He's already made his way round, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing, hot on his tail, and hopefully we'll see a carp or two.
Here now. Second swim we've walked in, and I've just seen one already out there. Slid right out to the wrist of its tail. Shame we ain't got the rods on me now.
Right, well, Stokesy left ahead of me, and whilst he's been on his travels, he's seen fish. I've been stood in this room for a little while now. I've seen a fish, and from talking to Tom and seeing what he's seen, combining that with what I've seen, the carp seem to be out in front of this peg and the one next door. There's a bar that runs from left to right, and they're basically swimming up and down that. So I'm going to get my rods out straight away. I'm a bit keen. Tom is far more calm and calculated. He's going to keep walking and see if he can see some carp in other places, reminisce on old times. So I'm going to leave him to do that, but for me, I want to get my rods out as soon as possible, because although the sun is bright, high in the sky, and it's heating up pretty quickly, daytime bites are well on the cards, and there's fish out there, so I want to get my rigs in the water as soon as possible. So I'm going to put singles out, and we'll go from there.
I think we used to call this the dead sheep or something, this swim. Yeah, so it seems quite small, doesn't it? Like, when I fished here before, I can remember it being quite a big pit. I suppose going to Burfield for a few years, and then everywhere's going to seem small afterwards in comparison. I can't remember all these reeds here. There, look. There it is. That was the swim, wasn't it? That little... You can still get up that tree. That was the pier, wasn't it? That was Brighton Pier. Looks well different, man.
Fuck's sake. Right, so there's carp showing at it. I'm rushing around trying to find my tackle box, my chods that I tied up yesterday. and I think I've left it all at home. I put it on the tailgate of my truck last night in the dark. I think I've left it there and I've driven off this morning with it. So that means I've lost all my rigs, I've lost my tackle pouch with all my tackle in it, and I've lost my other tackle pouch with my baiting needles, floss, all that. So I might have to tie a hook bait straight to this lead. I'm gonna have to go back to the car. This is not good.
It is absolutely polished in there. They must get right in under these trees. Now they've shut these couple of swims off along here, it seems as though the carp must use these trees a lot more. Yeah, there used to be a swim just here, and I can remember I did really well. About this time of the year, on an easterly wind, I had about half a dozen fish just fishing catapult range here, chods over this low-lying weed. Unfortunately, it's not a swim anymore by the looks of it. I'm guessing you just cast to it from that swim over there.